Welcome back. It's finally spring, well, spring-ish, out here in Utah. My father-in-law drug our trailer out to get worked on, and we finally have it ready to do our first tow test with the brand new 2019 F350. We have our 32-ish foot carriage hooked on. It's about, I don't know, anywhere from 9,000 to 12,000 pounds. We'll use our haul gauge to check it. I just hooked on and our haul gauge said we were about 2,000 pounds pin weight, give or take a little bit. So we're going to tow over Indian Canyon and over Highway 6, so we should get a good accurate, showing of how it does towing. It should do great. It has plenty of power, all that sort of stuff. Our old Dodge did great as well, and this one's just a little bit bigger and newer and maybe a little nicer, so we'll see how it does. So we're going to get some hills and some descent, so I'll be able to test how it does pulling up a good grade, along with how it does holding itself back coming down. And coming down Indian Canyon is pretty steep, so that should be good to see how the engine brake and the transmission brake holds back. We're going to test the gas mileage as well to see how it does on gas mileage. Our other truck got anywhere from 9 to 11 miles per gallon, and I'm guessing this one will probably do the same. I would love it if it does better, but we'll see. It's kind of like my buddy Jed says. There's those of us that get 10 miles per gallon and those that lie about it. So we'll see what it does. Excited to get our first tow of our fifth wheel and the new truck together. We are pulling up over Indian Canyon now. Came out of Duchesne, heading towards Price. It's a pretty good climb. It's just really steep the last little bit here. The truck's doing awesome. Pulling, without really any hesitation. I have to honestly let off the throttle because it would just pull up this without a problem. Seems to have really good control of the trailer, not a lot of wiggling or anything else. It supports the trailer weight well. We will see how it does as we drop down the other side, checking the transmission brake and exhaust brake, those sort of things, because the other side's a little bit steeper. So that should be interesting to see what happens there. But overall, climbing up this, honestly, is easy. It should give us a pretty good real-world gas mileage total as well, because this is real-world towing. It's not on a flat course or on the freeway or whatever. This is twisty, turny, all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, just really enjoying it so far. It downshifts great. Yeah, not a problem. It's really easy to find that sweet spot in the RPMs and just let kind of the truck work as it's supposed to. I was interested to see how the transmission and exhaust brake would hold back as we drop down off Indian Canyon here. As you can probably hear, the engine's running a little bit louder, transmission holding it back a little bit. I haven't had to touch the brakes yet. That's how well it's been holding back. The exhaust brake working great as well. I'm actually having to give it the throttle, not having to use the brakes really at all. Having to watch a little bit for some rocks that are kind of sliding off the hill as the sun's been shining today. Really handles the trailer well in the corners. It's not pushing the truck at all. The brakes are holding great. I really like the integrated braking system on the truck. Really easy to set where the trailer needed to be. I still need to go through on the special features on the truck and program it in. So that way every time I hook up, it'll just automatically turn the brakes to what I like for this trailer, which is just a kind of cool feature. Would I say that this is handling better than the Dodge coming downhill? Probably about the same. I think the transmission brake on the Ford is actually better, and the exhaust brake might be a little bit less than what the Dodge was, but it's honestly very, very comparable. I mean, without hooking on and driving both back to back down the exact same road at the exact same time to get kind of a feeling for it. From what I remember, and I've driven this hill a few times with the Ram, and it always did great, but I'm really happy with how this feels as I descend down Indian Canyon here. We'll have we'll have probably about 10 more miles of hill descent. This is the steepest part, and then we will climb to the top of Highway 6 and then drop down into Utah Valley. So a few more hills still to come. We're going to do a little acceleration test here as we get onto Highway 6. We're going to make a right-hand turn and start up this hill. This should give us an idea of how it does starting up a hill, trying to get up to probably about 50 to 60 miles per hour with oncoming traffic and all that. So a real-world situation that we all encounter. Pretty good acceleration. It's kind of a rough place to start with no momentum and oncoming traffic and all that sort of stuff, and it seemed to do just fine. It took a little ways to get up to, 50, 55 miles per hour, but what you'd expect, and the shift points were really nice. It wasn't over revving, and that's always something I kind of listen for, is if it still maintains those shift points. And a lot of times you just start revving and you aren't producing the same horsepower and torque as if it had shifted where it should have. So it made it up to about 2,500 RPMs a few times, and then it would shift to the next gear and start pulling again. So maintaining that good quality pull and speed and torque to the wheels, which was nice. We just finished our first tow with the new truck. Well, first fifth wheel tow with the new truck. Overall, really liked it. Handled the trailer great. Power, of course. It shifted really nice. Coming down the hills, which there was some significant hills. Transmission brake worked really well. Exhaust brake, I don't know if it worked as well as the Dodge's exhaust brake worked, but maybe the transmission brake was just working better, so it didn't need to use as much exhaust brake. Really happy with it. The B&W companion hitch worked great. Silent back there. You don't hear any, clanking or banging or anything like that. So, overall really happy, and we're ready to head out and go on the next adventure. The total trip was 114.2 miles, and we got 10.8 miles per gallon. So, overall, not too bad. About what I thought we'd get, and I'm pretty happy with that. Remember, as always, like, subscribe, all those sort of things. But also, if you went and did anything great this weekend or went camping somewhere, post it down below. I'd like to, hear where everybody's going and what they're doing now that spring's finally here. And as always, thanks for watching and enjoy your weekend.